#1 trending for 3 days.
President Donald Trump on February 10 signed an executive order aimed at encouraging the U.S. government and consumers to buy plastic drinking straws, pushing back efforts by his predecessor to phase out single-use plastics and tackle waste.
And I don't think that plastic's going to affect a shark very much as they're munching their way through the ocean. Okay.
Due to this impact, some New York residents are very happy.
Plastic is it. That's it, beautiful.
But some people are not in favor of it.
President Trump's executive order on plastic straws is rather odd. There's no question that paper straws don't always perform as well as people would like.
Dozens of countries have imposed bans on various kinds of single-use plastics, produced mainly through petrochemicals and used to make shopping bags, bottles, and other disposable items. The amount of plastic waste dumped into the environment is projected to rise to 119 million tons in 2040. Worldwide News reports.
On Tuesday, Ukrainian President Zelensky celebrated a significant milestone, as the country's parliament approved a law allowing the state nuclear operator to purchase 2 Soviet-designed nuclear reactors from Bulgaria. This move will help Ukraine boost energy security and offset the loss of power from the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. The purchase is expected to allow Ukraine to have its first new reactor unit operational in just 2 to 3 years.
Верховна Рада України зробила суттєвий крок. Україна зможе добудувати ще 2 енергоблоки на Хмельницькій атомній станції. Це більше 2 гігават електрики для України. Від наших сусідів приблизно такий обсяг електрики. Наші добудовані енергоблоки дозволять Україні навіть в зимові місяці йти без імпорту. І обов'язково це допоможе нам стримувати зростання цін на електрику для людей.
Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, on a visit to Germany, confirmed that the U.S. would not send troops into Ukraine, but emphasized the importance of European nations increasing their defense spending.
The European continent deserves to be free from any aggression, but it ought be those in the neighborhood investing the most in that collective, individual and collective defense. Most NATO countries are already close to 2%. We believe that needs to be higher. The president has said 5%. I think he's right.
Would you be open to sending U.S. troops into Ukraine to track weapons shipments?
We are not sending U.S. troops to Ukraine.
Worldwide News Report.
Google's parent company, Alphabet, its CEO Sundar Pichai said on February 11, artificial intelligence technology that can assist humans in their daily and professional lives could become a reality in the near future.
So the real promise of having an AI assistant in the context of anything you're doing, be it while learning something, a radiologist looking at images, a doctor engaging with the patient, all of that is going to be assisted, and it's going to deeply be embedded in your workflows. That is as real as it gets in a 2 to 4 year time frame.
Pichai also said companies were working on ways to identify deepfake videos, and added that even now AI has contributed significantly to the pace of advancing technology.
So that everyone understands, it used to take one person their entire PhD to do one protein. And within 3 months, AlphaFold unlocked over 200 million protein structures. Now it's an open database, and already we see hundreds of thousands of researchers and biologists using it to develop vaccines, etc.
Besides, speaking alongside Pichai, musician Pharrell Williams said artists do not use AI to create their product, but rather to complete menial tasks involved in their artistic process. Worldwide News reports.
World leaders are voicing strong opposition after U.S. President Donald Trump announced a significant increase in tariffs on products. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said the European Union is still awaiting formal notice of any new tariffs from the United States, but that any such move would be met with retaliatory measures.
Wenn uns die USA keine andere Wahl lassen, dann wird die Europäische Union geschlossen darauf reagieren. Als größter Markt der Welt mit 450 Millionen Bürgerinnen und Bürgern haben wir dazu die Kraft. Ich hoffe aber, dass uns der Irrweg von Zöllen und Gegenzöllen erspart bleibt.
Hong Kong's Chief Secretary Eric Chan announced on Tuesday that they would file a formal complaint with the World Trade Organization, arguing that the U.S. tariffs are a violation of international rules, particularly disregarding Hong Kong's status as a separate customs territory.
And regarding the U.S. the tariffs on Hong Kong, I think this is absolutely inconsistent with the WTO the rules. They have to totally disregard that Hong Kong is a separate customs territory, and we have and we will file a complaint with the WTO regarding this unreasonable arrangement.
In Brazil, Minister Alexander Padilha stated that while the country has yet to officially respond to the new 25% tariffs imposed by the U.S., President Lula's government is committed to supporting free trade and will not engage in a trade war.
Guerra comercial não faz bem para ninguém. Um dos avanços importantes do mundo nos últimos anos foi exatamente a gente constituir um instrumento de diálogo entre os países, o reforço do livre comércio, o papel do OMC em relação a isso. Então o Brasil não estimula e não entrará em nenhuma guerra comercial. Sempre seremos favoráveis a que se fortaleça cada vez mais o livre comércio.
Worldwide News Report.
World leaders gathered on February 11 for the second day and plenary session of the summit, French President Emmanuel Macron said, after an AI summit that saw the country reaping more than €100 billion investments in the sector. He also declared France was in the AI race and Europe.
Donc ce sommet, c'est le sommet en quelque sorte de l'accélération de l'écosystème français. On est dans le top 5, on va confirmer et même monter nos positions. Et c'est le sommet d'un réveil européen. On a annoncé ce matin 200 milliards d'investissements européens, 50 milliards la Commission, 150 milliards les grandes entreprises européennes qu'on a mobilisées hier à l'Elysée. Et là aussi, on revient dans le combat et on accélère.
At the meantime, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called on French businesses to deepen their investment in India. Modi highlighted opportunities in AI, defense, and semiconductors, urging French firms to partner with Indian companies.
आज भारत तेजी से पसंदीदा ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टमेंट डेस्टिनेशन बनता जा रहा है। हमने भारत में एआई, सेमीकंडक्टर और क्वांटम मिशन लॉन्च किए हैं। डिफेंस में हम मेक इन इंडिया एंड मेक फॉर द वर्ल्ड को प्रोत्साहित कर रहे हैं।
Modi was expected to hold discussions with Macron later and emphasized that this is the right and correct time to come to India. Everyone's progress is connected with India's progress. Worldwide News reports. On February 11th, Jordan's King Abdullah arrived at the White House to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump. The meeting, expected to be tense, centers on Trump's controversial proposal to take control of Gaza and relocate its residents, an idea that has already drawn sharp criticism from the Arab world.
I think with Jordan you're going to see some great progress. Three of us, and we'll have some others helping, and we're going to have some others at a very high level helping, and the whole thing will come. It's not a complex thing to do. And with the United States being in control of that piece of land, a fairly large piece of land, you're going to have stability in the Middle East for the first time. And the Palestinians, or the people that live now in Gaza, will be living beautifully in another location. They're going to be living safely.
President, you were saying that Palestinians will live somewhere else safe. Where exactly do you want them to live?
Well, it's not where I want them to live. It's going to be where we ultimately choose as a group. And I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Jordan. I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Egypt.
King Abdullah did not reject the idea at the moment, but he is expected to tell Trump that any moves to annex land and displace Palestinians could spur radicalism, spread chaos in the region.
King Abdullah, what do you think about the U.S. taking over the Gaza Strip? Do you want to see the U.S. own the Gaza Strip?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, the president is looking at Egypt coming to present their plan. As I said, we will be in Saudi Arabia to discuss how we can work with the president and with the United States.
Worldwide News Report. Europe will invest an additional $51.6 billion to bolster the bloc's artificial intelligence ambition, European Commission Ursula von der Leyen said on February 11th.
And today I can announce that with our Invest AI initiative, we can top up by 50 billion euros. So thereby, we aim to mobilize a total of 200 billion euros for AI investment in Europe.
But it will come on top of the European AI Champions initiative that has already pledged 150 billion euros from providers, investors, and industry, and US Vice President J.D. Vance warned Europeans that excessive regulation of artificial intelligence could strangle the technology and rejected content moderation.
As they do with other tech, some authoritarian regimes have stolen and used AI to strengthen their military, intelligence, and surveillance capabilities, capture foreign data, and create propaganda to undermine other nations' national security. I want to be clear. This administration will block such efforts, full stop.
Vance is leading the American delegation at the summit, where representatives of nearly 100 countries including China, India, and the United States will meet to determine if competing national interests can be reconciled. Worldwide News reports.